Hey, there we go. Hey everyone, welcome to Ready Up Mondays. I've called it Masochistic Monday in this case, but that's not always the case on a Monday. Sometimes it's more friendly than that. With me this week is Ready Up's own Fran.
Hello, I've decided to join the Masochistic Monday. I'm calling it that.
Fran's become a bit of a veteran streamer with her own streams. And so, yeah, she's going to keep me company here.
But mine aren't that masochistic.
You're not that masochistic, though, no.
They could turn out that way, but they never do. Which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing. I'm going to fire up the game. There we go. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Okay, that's working alright. So, yeah, how much do you know about this, Fran, this game?
I know that when I've seen you play this previously, you tend to die a lot.
I die a lot, yeah, okay. Accurate.
And I've also seen this game being played before, and I've wanted to rip my eyeballs out, which is why I've decided to join you again.
Oh, excellent, okay. Are you my rage buffer?
I see this as some sort of therapy, I think.
in a weird sort of way, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There is something wrong with me, but I do enjoy these experiences. So yeah, basically, dude's dad went into these crypts, sent him a note saying, "Come get my treasure," or "Come get a treasure," and now I'm here. And I've been trying to collect the golden skull every level, and I discovered last week
there was a story. To be fair,
sorry,
I did forget there was a story.
that's it basically. I've explained the story, but that's all you really need to know. There was a cool intro at the beginning with that and everything, but it's done now, I guess. So we're on to stage 4-2, Leap of Faith. We have collected every golden skull per level so far. And I discovered last week that there is, in fact, golden skulls in the transitionary levels, where I didn't think there was one. So I have to keep an eye out on every single level for these, even with the levels where it doesn't seem like anything is happening.
So explain the transitionary level. Is that the between bit of level?
Yeah, it's kind of like the sort of... I think it's either, like, for example, between World 3 and World 4. It's either 3-6 or 4-1, I'm not sure. I'm going to guess on the amount of play time, it's actually the last level 3-6, because I've got 0 deaths on those levels, so whereas I've got like 20 plus on the others. So yeah, it's the last level of each world, and it just sort of, you're kind of like finding a key to the next area. And you may occasionally get a cutscene or something. But yeah, so, going in as the main guy. Oh, right, that's awesome. Good start. There's a spike right where you start. Oh, there's no relaxation time here. Yep. Oh, this is mean. Oh, this isn't good, Fran. It's like, I'm pretty good. Well, not pretty good, but I'm pretty patient with this game. Alright, if I stand here and just throw knives, I'll be okay. While I look at the rest of the level. Okay, so I have to time 2 sets of spikes, flame, spike trap. Okay.
Admittedly, I would have already given up this game by now. Or this level, at least.
Oh.
No, to be honest, I wouldn't have got to this level. Yeah.
I fell
End of story.
I made it and then I forgot to do the big jump. There's two types specifically. There's a small jump and a long jump of a greater height. That's something I will say in defense of this game. I mean, I'll say many things in defense of this game. It's the actual game design is really tight. The controls are bang on. I said this last week, but if I make a mistake, it's usually my fault. So I can't really blame it too much.
Nothing against the game design. I've got nothing against the people who make it. I mean, it's, if anything, it seems too good. But it would drive me absolutely insane.
Oh yeah, you're not alone there. It's for a very specific audience. It's for what is wrong with you, Scott? You can stop playing your NES now. Oh my god, there's so much happening up here. Oh no, I'm just running for... Oh no, then a block got me. Oh, we have MVP Lassiku, who joins us for many of our streams. Then that fell. Alright, I think I can rest in the middle part. Nope, I can't. The spike's there as well. Oh boy, this is a mean one. Okay. Oh, I can rest in the middle part. Alright. Catch my breath, evaluate the rest of the level. So I know that that block there drops down.
It does.
Presumably I hop between those two bits, but there's also going to be spikes on them, obviously. Spikes come out the walls there, and then I need to figure out this list of, like, they're all going to fall in a certain sequence, because that's the only way I can get down there. Alright, let's try and time this. Spikes out. Nope. Oh wow, I really have to just sort of trigger the falling block and then pull back.
Yeah, you do.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm really tense, I have to say.
So Fran, I believe you have a pet-related announcement for us?
It's true. My pet-related announcement is I have a kitten.
Kitten!
Yes. She's called Lulu, and
Oh!
and she was a rescue kitten from the
Oh.
RSPCA.
Our Tiggy is a rescue. How old is she? Well, I guess she's a kitten, so she's going to be quite young.
Well, she's, I guess, an older kitten. She's 6 months.
Okay, alright.
And she's black with a little white dot on her neck.
Oh.
And she's like really hard to see.
Yeah.
And I had a.
She's a bit small.
She's really long.
Okay.
She's not. I wouldn't say she's small. She's just very, very long, and so she fits in long places.
Alright, she's a bit snake-like.
Yeah, exactly. She's
Hey,
very
Lassiku
snake-like.
says cat's the best. Well, I sort of lean slightly towards dogs, but I do love my cat. So what breed is she?
I don't really know, but she's
a wee
got like
moggy, as we call them up here, I think.
a wee moggy.
Yep.
Yeah, she's got like a medium long hair, I guess,
Okay.
and she's got a really bushy tail.
Big bushy tail.
Yeah.
That was the hot fuzz bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that was tight. Okay. Blocks down. But yes, sorry, go on.
Oh no. I mean that's pretty much it, really. She does cat things like other.
How long have you had?
Literally had her 2 days.
2 days. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, she does cat stuff, which is expected.
Causes chaos, basically.
She is a great alarm clock.
That's one way to describe it. Yeah.
Yeah, she walked all over my head this morning.
Oh, that's adorable.
And that's like the first night, really. So, yeah.
Oh, I timed this
I
poorly.
was used to having Alexa wake me up, but now I've got Cat.
Oh, that's
Oh,
super
shit.
interesting. I found a broken wall that I can probably exploit. I need to also keep an eye out for the gold skull, because I'll have to repeat this level regardless, because there's something wrong with me and I want all the gold skulls in my first playthrough. So there's a possibility that it's in one of those 3 wayward squares on the way up.
A wayward square.
Wayward Square, yes. It's the hot new single from me. No.
From
I could.
what was it? Carry on my wayward square.
It's pretty good, yeah.
I'd like to hear that as a song.
What about you, Lassiku? You having a good weekend? Did you have a good weekend, I should say? Right, those two go down. Alright. Trigger those on command. Oh man, this is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
I really hope that one to the right breaks, but it won't. Because if the one to the right breaks, I can sneak in there, but the spike's coming out of it, so it probably will break.
I'm not even sure which one you're talking about.
Oh, that is actually makeable. It's very tight, but I think I can do it. On the plus side, I'm going to keep telling myself that Danny O'Dwyer is going to stream more Ocarina of Time later. So Danny O'Dwyer, do you know who Danny O'Dwyer is? Not Danny Dyer, as I keep having to explain.
I didn't hear Danny Dyer.
Yeah, oh good. I've had that a couple of times and people have been very confused.
No, I didn't hear Danny Dyer.
Good. Danny O'Dwyer is...
But I've not heard of Danny O'Dwyer.
Okay, so Danny O'Dwyer is ex-GameSpot. Worked his way up from being like a forum moderator or like poster, really active in their community, and had a site that very much like ReadyUp used to be, and then went to work for GameSpot UK, and eventually worked his way over to GameSpot US. And his dream was always to work with like Jeff Gersman and Ryan Davis and all them. And technically he was working at GameSpot instead of Giant Bomb, but he did guest on Giant Bomb a lot. So he made his dream happen. He worked his way up from just a guy posting in the forums to on the site. And he very recently left his dream job to go solo with Patreon and make video game documentaries. So those are going really well, I hear. They're called No Clip, in reference to the famous Doom cheat, where you can clip through walls.
Yeah.
But in between those, he's streaming a whole bunch of retro stuff as sort of rewards for the Patreons. But even if you don't support him on Patreon, he's still doing it. He never had an N64 in any capacity. So he missed out like an entire generation of like fairly important games. If you like take Super Mario 64, Ocarina, like a couple of really important games in there.
So is he playing those now, or is that?
He's playing those now, and it's fairly obvious in his Ocarina of Time playthrough that he's legitimately, this is his first real Zelda. Like apparently he played like 10 minutes of Twilight Princess, but he didn't really play it. This, he's just all the sort of weird nuances of Zelda's sort of like questing system, which isn't really a questing system. It's kind of just you kind of have to discover things on your own.
Right.
Watching him figure that out for the first time is amazing. It's like being 11 again. Back to Christmas 1998.
Oh wow, yeah. Such a good game though, Ocarina of Time. No, I did find it very difficult to actually get my head around it when I first played it.
Yeah.
Because I was so engrossed by Link to the Past that, to be honest,
Link to the Past is a masterpiece.
Though I think the N64, it took a long time for me to get my head around the N64.
Oh, just the controller and things?
Well, the controller, but also just playing a 3D Nintendo console. Because to me, the SNES is a perfect machine.
Yes.
And I still think it is.
Yeah.
Like, one of the greatest sort of consoles. And it's, you know, even at the time, like I found it really difficult to sort of break that going over to a 3D Nintendo console. It was fine with the PlayStation. To me, that was a whole different thing. Like,
yeah, it wasn't part of what you were used to.
Exactly.
It was a new thing.
Exactly. And then, like, especially because Link to the Past was like my favourite Zelda. Like, I tried playing the NES ones, and I just...
NES ones are, I mean, they set some important foundations down, but, like, they really perfected it with Link to the Past.
Yeah, I couldn't relate to the character enough.
Yeah, there wasn't really as much of a... I mean, it's there, but it's very blank.
exactly. There was no character there
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
And then there was a character.
Then there was dialogue in Link to the Past. We got
Exactly.
Ganon properly. He got a theme.
Yeah, and there were shops and
Yeah, like all those weird
Anything
little
with a
merchants and play my minigame and get robbed.
to be honest, anything with like a shop mechanic in it was just hooked me over.
Yep.
Because like was it River City Ransom and Mystical Ninja? You know, anything that had something where you could buy something in it.
Nice,
was
Mystical
just
Ninja
like-
fan. We don't get a lot of that these days.
Really?
Ah, well, I mean, I
Oh.
don't hear a lot of people talking about it. It's wonderful, like, really cool series. But it's because
Yeah.
a lot of the SNES ones didn't make it over here.
Well, I played the SNES one, and the N64 ones are brilliant. You know, the Legend of Goemon and stuff. They
Yes.
were both brilliant.
Got mechs?
Like the second one, is it what? Well, were both of them co-op? I can't remember. But I definitely played one of them co-op. It was very, very good.
Yeah, the SNES ones were kind of like side-scrollery, brawlery, platformery.
And then the N64 ones were proper like little RPGs.
Yes, they went full RPG with that. I remember, I never played it at the time, and I always remember reading like the UK N64 mags, like, you know, N64 and OMN, official Nintendo magazine.
Yeah.
They were the two real magazines, and I remember both of them kind of mentioning it in sort of high regard as a cute. They were like looking for a cute little alternative to Zelda, like here's this cool little game with shops and art. Like, yeah, it was super cool looking, but I never had a copy.
Yeah, they were brilliant. the
Also,
N64
these
ones.
pink scorpions are new. They look
I've just noticed them.
they look a bit mad. And I'm
They
worried that
enrage-
the spike's going to come out the left as well as me trying to dodge two enemies, which doesn't
Yep.
seem good.
Can you kill them with your little knife?
I think I can. The problem is, I think that one piece of the floor is going to break away as well, because that seems about. If there's no spike out of the left, then the floor is definitely going to break away.
It would be very shame that you know.
Oh wow! Okay, that's how that works.
Okay, well, obviously I haven't seen this yet, so.
He has health. He takes
What
multiple
does the
hits.
scorpion,
Yeah,
the pink one,
that's
the
interesting.
enraged scorpion.
Enraged.
Oh yes, he's enraged because that's why he's pink, right?
Yes. But yeah, if you were to ask me, Scott, objectively speaking, what console has the best library of all time on balance?
Would you like me to ask you, Scott?
Fran, you could ask me a question if you like.
Scott, objectively, of course, which console do you believe to have the best library? What would you say? Objectively. Of
Objectively, a very, very, very good argument can be made for the PS2.
Oh, but I would quite like to hear this because I'm a big PS2 fan.
Oh yeah, a very good argument can be made for the PS2. Well, I'm going to say SNES. That's the answer.
But I'm quite torn as well. When like obviously I love the SNES and I also love the PS1 as well.
PS1's I just don't think it's quite as balanced as some of the other ones, but other platforms
There
we've
are
mentioned.
some real.
But there's some really killer RPGs in there. There's like, if you want to devote a lot of hours to one console, that's not a bad choice.
Yeah, you can get a lot of hours out of a PS1.
Yep.
But you could also buy those PS1 games and play them on a PS3. So,
That's true.
get
All PS3s were
more
backwards
hours.
compatible with, unlike the PS2 games, which were based on hardware version, whether you had software backwards compatibility or hardware backwards compatibility, as the NTSC units did have. Took a little while, but here's our cat, says Lassiku. I can't really bring that up right now, Lassiku, but I will take a look at the next level transition. But yes, we were talking about PS2 there. Yeah, I mean, I love the GameCube. The Dreamcast had some bangers as well, but you know, it's hard to beat the volume of the PS2's library.
yeah, the PS2 had so many games. I just thinking about it now is just it's just basically made me lose all memory of PS2 games because there's too many that I've forgotten them all.
Yeah, tons of RPGs, but also tons of action games.
But there's also tons of crap on it as well.
Oh, of course. I mean, it has the same issue with like. You may or may not have heard of the gentleman who was trying to complete the Wii library. Which, if you include all like titles, like all family-friendly titles and everything, is something like 9,000 titles or something ridiculous.
That person must have no life.
Yeah. Well, hey, you gotta. It's as in the collect all games of a system field. That's actually quite a unique accolade because no one does it.
But again, like, well, you know, we're both aware there are some utter shite.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Like
Need for Speed Undercover that I worked on.
Throwing shade on yourself there, Fran.
But no, I mean, you know, all those like made for just young people, like kids, and
yes,
made for. Well, the TV, the shows there was a TV show that was spawned into a game, or I don't know what you call them. Just sorry, crap.
And in a rage, Fran threw her microphone against the wall.
I might have had a small microphone moment there. Yeah, I just. And just a cash-in game, right?
Yeah.
There was a lot of those on the PS2 as well. I don't remember there being so many on the PS1. And when there were earlier on, like on the SNES, for like Disney and stuff, they were actually good games. You know?
So back in the day, Disney used to just hire people like Capcom.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Also, you can't hear this, but the music's went nuts because I picked up this key. The game has like a remix for each level that plays once you pick up the key. It's all hyper intense.
Oh, wonderful.
But yeah, one of my favourites. Most of Capcom's NES entries, Chip and Dale, DuckTales. Darkwing Duck, which was a Mega Man clone, like literally a Mega Man clone. Like once you play it now, it's like, oh my god, this is just a Mega Man clone. But yeah, like all those games were really good games.
Yeah, I remember playing Chip and Dale, and I remember
you can pick up each other.
Yes, and that used to really piss me off because the person I used to play with would just get so frustrated by me. Bearing in mind, you know, I don't know how old I probably was, maybe, I don't know, 7 or 8?
Yeah.
5? In that age range.
7, 8, 5. Okay.
No, ignore that last one. Unfortunately.
Well, as everyone in the stream knows, Fran is the same age as me, or considerably younger. So, we were all talking about this last week. No, not you specifically.
What are you all talking about?
We're trying to work out. People were trying to work out age ranges.
Yes,
I'm going to drop the volume on the game just a touch.
There's nothing wrong with our age.
Exactly. We're doing fine. We're doing just fine.
We're doing just fine.
But yeah, we were both about the prime age to have played Chip and Dale.
Yes, we were.
I played it a little bit later in its lifespan, but yeah.
I used to get picked up, let's just say that, and I used to get so annoyed. It wasn't my fault, I was rubbish at jumping across. I think you had to jump up and over platforms, and I just couldn't jump across. To be honest, it wasn't my game, right? I was playing it at somebody else's house, so I didn't have to practice, and I just failed miserably. And so I would get picked up by my friend. She would literally just pick me up and just take me across the level.
That's amazing. It's like the old what people used to do in Sonic with tails, like just lift you across.
Let them die.
Yep.
And then just zoom across the whole level.
Yep.
Yeah, that's happened to me before, which is why I will never ever play as Tails. Doesn't matter what game it is.
Oh.
I've been traumatized. I think that's why Knuckles became my favourite character.
Oh, so Knuckles is your favourite?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you saw the stream, but one of...
I saw that you died.
Oh, yeah, no, not this stream. No, not this stream. One of our previous streams, Susan's been playing through XCOM 2. And the random number generator determines a lot of interesting things in that game. Praise be to the RNG. And in particular, it gives your characters call signs, your little soldiers. And I swear to God, this guy, Benjamin Kelly was naturally, without our input in any way, given the call sign Knuckles. So we were like, everyone in the chat, I just had to link, that. Have you seen that Knuckles video where he says, "I'm Knuckles, I'm Knuckles, I'm Knuckles"? Oh no! It's amazing. It's just like this picture with like all the different incarnations of Knuckles over the years.
I don't like his most recent one.
The Sonic Boom one.
The I'm Knuckles, and I've taken multiple amounts of steroids.
It's the we've all been thrown off to an Uncharted character designer. Look, we've all got those wrist wrap things around us. Those what do you call them? Oh, I don't even know can't even remember what the term's called for those.
Wrist wrap?
Yeah, no, they've just got like this fighting style martial art kickboxing wrap around their hands and feet.
Oh right, yeah. I just think it's not something that I can't identify with Knuckles anymore because of that.
That early? Yes, it's a different Knuckles. It's not your Knuckles.
It's not my Knuckles. it's like the most recent incarnation of Lara Croft. She's not my Lara.
Yeah, she's not my Lara either. I mean, I think those are good games, but they're not Tomb Raider games.
Exactly. It could have been any other character.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
It would just been a nice game. But I had to I played a little bit of it. My sister played it. She's a big Tomb Raider fan as well, but she prefers the old ones too. But we played a little bit of it in a Lara Croft skin, as in from the first Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
We played it as original Lara, and it made it bearable.
Yes.
But we didn't finish it. We didn't get very far. We just had a look around. But she's not.
She's not your Lara, yeah.
She's not my Lara. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a really petty thing, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just petty. Yeah, damn it, I'm gonna be petty.
You're allowed to be petty. People have preferences. That's allowed.
Yeah, it's just like
I'm with you mostly.
Really.
I preferred ridiculous caricature Lara. Yes.
Yeah, I do too.
Like super badass. Like.
Give zero shits.
Yep. I mean, I had a rant about this on the podcast, right? Kitty had been playing Rise of the Tomb Raider recently. And I just had a rant about the first one. Well, I say the first one, the 2013 one. And how she should have died 12 times within the first 10 minutes. Which isn't a problem for badass Lara. I believe that. I believe she could have survived all that nonsense.
Yes.
But this one that they were trying to make emotionally vulnerable, scared to kill anything, and then 10 minutes later mowing down people Uncharted style.
Yeah.
Didn't buy it.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
She just... If she would have been completely traumatized, I think, she would never have been that... She could never have been able to do it. Yeah, and she would never have become that person.
Yes.
In that sort of space of time. Yeah, she would have had to have defended herself. And I think she would have been able to do it, but she would have never become... she would have never been that way. It seemed a little bit just too not realistic, and I know that's what they were aiming for, right?
Yes. Yep.
Something a bit more realistic. It's because they were trying to make a backstory for her.
Yep.
And because before, Lara already had a backstory.
Yeah.
So they could just jump straight in and kill some endangered species, shoot some guys in the head, and whatever, right? And then they decided to make a game showing a bit more of a backstory later on, when was it Chronicles? Can't remember.
Yeah, the old guy that she hung around with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a dad's friend or something?
Yeah.
And he took her around the tombs and showed her the ways, but that was kind of like that's more believable because he's given her some sort of life skills, but she was still actually pretty calm because she had a bit of a tutor, a mentor. So, and
this looks not doable. Maybe I'm missing something.
Hello, Lulu.
Oh, is Lulu coming on stream?
Yeah, hello, Lulu. Come to visit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm just sort of watching you trying to jump onto that little block.
I did it. Don't worry, I've done it.
Oh, good.
Lassiku says, what I loved about the old Tomb Raiders was going to different locations around the world. Yeah, you're kind of stuck on one island in the new one.
Oh, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I loved that one in that level in 3 where you go to the tube station as well. That was cool.
I forgot about that. Yeah. What's your Tomb Raider?
I think the one I remember the most is 2. But I think I enjoyed 3 the most because it had more locations that I remember, and also me and my sister shared a really comical experience.
Yeah.
Because and I'll always remember it, and I'll never let her forget it. She because it starts off in like a jungle world.
Yes.
And I remember she was quite young, my sister. She must have been like maybe, I don't know. She was in her teens, but like she was just dragging Lara around the area, and she must have gone up a ledge, like a slant. And you know what happens when you go up like a slant.
Oh, of course.
Well, she wasn't expecting the boulder at the top, so all I could hear from around the sort of, I was sat on the sofa, like watching her play, and all I could hear was like this ominous like rumble of like the boulder coming, and my sister started sort of screaming, and she decided to dive into the middle of the living room and just curl up into a little ball on the floor.
Oh.
And then I just heard the ominous sort of Lara screaming.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I was just like, what? You didn't move her out of the way? She's like, no. It's just like, you're supposed to move her out of the way so she doesn't get crushed. I'll always remember that. So I think that's probably my game, just because of the memories.
Because of that memory, yeah. That's pretty cute.
Did I? Yeah, and I think that's why I ended up getting the Lara Croft tattoo, because of so many memories,
Okay.
Oh god.
Okay. Oh, Spike's there.
I think Venice was Tomb Raider 2.
That sounds correct, yes.
Yeah, that's like one of the first or second levels?
Yeah.
Second level, I think it was.
I was always a Tomb Raider 1 guy, even though going back, I know it's probably the weakest of the original trilogy in terms of like gameplay and stuff, but the reason that was the case for me was because in 1987, one of my parents brought back a laptop from their workplace with a bunch of games, and maybe not acquired in the most legal means, let's say. And one of those games was the PC version of Tomb Raider 1, which is basically identical, except it's missing some music cues for some reason. I'm not sure what the reason. I think it may have. I think it may have launched like maybe a couple of weeks before the PS1 version or something. I think the first version was the Saturn version. There's a weird Saturn version of it.
Yeah, I think there is the Saturn version. There's also an N-Gage version.
Oh yes, I have heard about that.
Have you got it as well?
Oh no, I don't have that. I don't have an N-Gage.
I don't have it anymore, but I did own the Tomb Raider
nice
version.
Lassica was saying, I can't remember which game it was, but my favourite was Vet. Alright, so that's what you were replying to, yeah. So I have a memory of like those first 3 levels over and over and over again, because I was playing that, and you know, normally I'm a fairly staunch defender of mouse and keyboard, but I was playing that on a keyboard. And let me say, if you want to build up patience, that's a good way to do it. So I beat the first 3 levels of Tomb Raider using a keyboard, and that was probably all I could handle. I did beat it years later, and you fight that big mutant thing in the chamber, and well, I won't get into spoilers, but it's loosely related to the start of the plot from the start of the game.
I would refuse to play it if I had to play it on a keyboard.
It was absolutely a nightmare. Like I imagine it being difficult enough on a pad, to be honest.
Well, I actually downloaded them all on Steam like before Christmas, because I was gonna take them over to my sister, and we were gonna reminisce of times of gone by. and then I got them back, and I was like, oh god, there's no controller compatibility. I was just like, oh
well, so much for that.
Yeah, sorry sister, but you're gonna have to we'll have to play like I ended up downloading the anniversary edition, which is basically a shiny version of the first game anyway.
Yeah, but it's more. It should be noted that the anniversary version is more of an actual remake than a port.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a total remake.
It's a proper remake. Like
when I meant shiny, I meant it's
oh yeah,
it's a diamond to a diamante.
But I mean, like it's just it's so easy to like throw around the remaster label these days, and it wasn't. You weren't, but I was. But like someone might, and that isn't what that is.
No, it's a completely.
It's a different game.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like remake, the Resident Evil remake. That is a different game from Resident Evil 1986. So when everybody was talking about that recently because it got re-released on the PC, I was just like, guys, you're talking about the 2002 GameCube Resident Evil. You're not talking about Resident Evil. You're talking about remake. And then people do. It was only annoying me because people were doing videos being like, do you remember the scene in the original Resident Evil? And then they would have footage from remake, and I'd be like, no, you're getting them. No, stop. I love both of them, but remake is amazing. Anyway, Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition. That's a solid, if slightly over the top version of the original Tomb Raider.
Yeah, it's
like
brilliant.
She dives out the way of the T-Rex, and like the T-Rex fight is somehow even more ridiculous than it was in the original.
Well, you're fighting a T-Rex. It's got to be really.
It's got to, yeah. Like they commit, which I appreciate the committal. But no, if anyone watching the stream wants to play original Tomb Raider on a PC and get around the controller issue, there are 2 ways to do it. Way number 1 is to get Xpadder, which just binds keyboard controls to a gamepad. But way number 2 is, I believe there is like a full, like full Tomb Raider updated patch that someone's made. And the even cooler thing is that someone has written an OpenGL emulator for Windows 10. Now, if you don't know what OpenGL is, basically it was like in the early days of 3D graphics cards, like dedicated 3D graphics cards, there was no one standard. There were multiple. There was like OpenGL, there was Glide. Actually, it might be a Glide emulator now that I think about it. Glide was 3DFX cards range of software drivers, and they like performed calculations in a very specific way. And Glide was super efficient for its day. So it meant that you could have like an old Pentium with a 3DFX card in it, and it would last way longer than it should have, basically. But Glide has been lost to time because DirectX has completely replaced it. However, this dude has apparently written a Windows 10 emulator for Glide, and one of the early Glide games is Tomb Raider 1985, the PC version. And so you can play that with like not updated graphics, but in a higher resolution, and you can also replace the textures. And if you combine that with the fan patch for the controller support, then you've got a pretty clean version of the original if you specifically want the original. So there you go. There is a way to do it. It's just a bit of a hassle. I wish they bundled all of that into the Steam release, because that's what I would do if I was releasing it on Steam, but never mind. We'd probably have to pay people licenses and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. I tell you what actually looks quite good, though the controls are understandably a bit of a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
The actual mobile releases of
did they do a good job with those? Okay.
Well, they look pretty decent.
Yeah.
They've definitely enhanced the textures, but again, it's the controls. You're using the screen as a D-pad, and it's never
exactly what you want.
No, because your thumb is never going to be exactly where the D-pad is at all times.
Yeah.
It's something that I've tried to work with, and I ended up downloading both Tomb Raider 1 and 2 just to see how it worked.
Yeah.
And they do work pretty well, but again, my thumb doesn't stay in the designated thumb area.
The designated thumb. Please remove your thumb from the designated. Yeah.
So I'm no good for these games, really. Yeah. So to be honest, I don't play any games on my phone. Don't let anyone hear me say that.
I'll just send a mix of that to your boss. No, I wouldn't do it.
I mean, I have a work device for that.
Exactly.
Disclaimer. Yeah, I just my and also like it's got a few, but also you're covering the screen that you're trying to look at with your thumbs.
Yes, that becomes an issue at a certain point. Yeah,
that's an issue in itself, right?
Yeah.
But they do look better, and there is enhanced graphics.
So I assume what they did with that version is cleaned up a bunch of the textures and just rendered it at a higher resolution, which is basically what Glide did back in the day. Instead of running at like 320 by 240, which is what the PS1 runs at, and probably what the software renderer version of the PC version ran at, Glide ran at 640 by 480, aka 480p. And the Glide emulator and presumably those tablet versions are going to run it probably like a 4:3 adjusted version of like 720p, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think so.
If I had to guess, probably between. But you can. Do they actually made adjustments so that it runs in native widescreen? Because the game didn't run in native widescreen; it ran in 4:3. Square box aspect ratio.
No, it definitely runs in widescreen.
Are they? But are they just stretching it, or have they actually adjusted the viewpoint for?
Do you know what? I didn't. No, it's definitely widescreen.
Cool.
It's not like it's stretched or anything.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I know that's totally doable. It's just that most developers don't bother.
I think so. Anyway, I didn't. Do you know what? I'm gonna look now.
You're gonna look up. One of the most impressive things I've seen in a long time is it was originally a tablet version, but it was later released on PC. And you probably know about this, Fran. The enhanced version of Sonic CD. It has native 16.9 support because an insanely good ROM modder built his own engine for interpreting Sonic CD, and Sega basically licensed him to release that.
Oh.
Complete opposite attitude from Nintendo. they were just like, nope, yep, sure, okay. And so this version, the version on Steam, and also it was released on tablets, is awesome. It runs in actual real 16:9 for a Mega Drive game, and has support for both the Japanese, European, and US soundtracks, because America got a different soundtrack for Sonic CD. I like them both. I've heard them both.
Favorite? You must have a favorite.
Which one do you remember?
Do
you remember the intro being like Sonic Boom, Sonic
come
Boom?
on. All right. So I actually, I know them both.
Yeah.
But I actually like to sing along to Sonic Boom.
Yes, Sonic Boom is the American one, I think.
It is, yeah.
But they're the. But normally I'm the guy who wants the original Japanese version and everything.
Yeah.
But the Japanese version for that is like this weird sort of techno hip hop rap thing.
Yeah.
So it's quite strange. But yeah, that's.
I actually prefer the Sonic Boom one.
Yeah, Sonic Boom's a fun song. It's mostly fitting with the game. So. But yeah, that 16:9 version of Sonic is really good. So Sonic CD. And he is the guy who's now making Sonic Mania, or at least helping Sega with it. The new Sonic game, because
new Sonic game.
Yes, Sonic Mania was announced last year, I think. And it's a proper retro Sonic game, and that's made doubly more apparent because they're using that engine that they made for the remastered Sonic CD.
Oh yes, yeah. Sorry, that's I'm trying to think. I've seen a lot of Sonic things over the last couple of days, and I'm trying to process what that one is. Is that like a 3-player?
Maybe it is.
I watched like a really cool video yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an open world. Just think Skyrim except Emerald Hill.
Oh no, I think that's actually a fan project.
No, it absolutely is. But it was like the best thing I'd ever seen.
Oh yeah, that I know what one you're talking about. That is really cool. No, this is a like 2D old classic Sonic thing.
Well, I was wondering if it was a multiplayer thing.
It may be. Did you play? Have you played Freedom Planet?
No.
You should give Freedom Planet a go if you like classic Sonic. Freedom Planet is basically a Sonic fan game that they differentiated enough to make it its own thing, and it's getting a sequel now, and it's really good. Some hilariously cheesy voice acting in it though, so be warned. But it's cute. It's got a lot of heart. But it's a bit furry bait, but never mind.
Furry bait.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got enough of that with Zootopia anyway. So. Zootropolis, as it was known in the UK, for some reason. Actually, I know why. Because there was a zoo in the UK that basically sued them.
I thought it was Zootopia.
Yeah, Zootopia is called Zootropolis in the UK.
Is it?
Yes.
I thought it was.
And in Germany, it's called Zoomania.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah,
I only recently saw one of the names.
Zootopia is its original name, but Zootropolis is what it was called in the UK, and Zoomania is Germany. But yeah, it was because there is a zoo in the UK called Zootopia. It's the Star Fox issue all over again. It was called Starwing for us, because there was a band called Star Fox in the UK, or a song or a single or something.
Or something related.
Yeah, and then we got Lilac Wars instead of Star Fox 64. Admittedly, Lilac Wars is a cool name.
But it's still not as good as Star Fox.
Yes. Oh yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect movie, but I'm a big fan of Zootopia. Some not so subtle comments on class divide.
Yeah, I quite liked it. Probably won't watch it again.
Yeah, you got what you wanted out of it.
I got exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I actually thought of you when the pop song came on, because I'm like, all my knowledge of pop songs is from like Susan and Fran.
But you know, we will only give you the best knowledge.
Oh yeah,
Once you know
absolutely.
you
Yeah,
have
you're
the
giving me an
best
education.
Knowledge.
Okay, this top one doesn't go back at the same rate that I need it to, so I need to figure out what the trick is with that. Like, I can get by this, but then this is a problem. Unless I have to do it the first time. No, I can't do it the first time either. Is it... Am I having to watch it and time it up there? That's gonna be tough. Big, small, give me a big, give me a big!
What's big and what's small? I don't know.
So the totem poles jump up and down
I see.
in a two-phase pattern, yeah. I mean, you spend enough time playing these kind of games and you work out that everything is just running on a sequence. Because it has to. People had to be able to beat these games.
Imagine having to, I don't know, QA this.
Oh yeah, I mean, design or QA on this must have been a nightmare. Fun, but also a nightmare.
Fun?
Well, maybe for someone like me, not for real people. Not for humans. I may have got some fun out of QAing this. I don't think anyone else would have. Big. Small. Big. Small. I've made significantly less progress this stream than the other two streams, but I think it's fair to say that these levels have been pretty tough.
Yeah, these levels are horrible.
Alright, I've got the key, but whether I can make it back with the key is another matter.
How do you even get onto that platform? Because you can't jump onto it, can you? Do you have to just drop onto it?
It depends which
Like
platform
now?
you're talking about, but yeah. Oh, I set the fire off. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Is Lassiku still with us, or are we all alone?
I think we might have caused boredom to a degree.
They didn't want all my Tomb Raider advice. Oh wait, he's here. They're here, I shouldn't assume gender. Okay, the upper part is just annoying.
It's extremely annoying. I totally agree.
Again, I think there's something wrong with me, because I do feel like most people would have been a bit nuts by now.
The thing is, I've already gone nuts. So that's
yeah,
you're
you're out of that phase. I'm watching with one eye. Oh, that's cute. I'll just let him die while I drink my limeade.
Oh, you've got limeade.
I do.
It's one of my favourite beverages.
Have some bar limeade. Same manufacturer who make Iron Brew and Red Cola up here as well.
Do you know what? I went to the fridge at work today, and there was Iron Brew in it.
Oh.
Loads of it as well.
Rob had I should say Rolo, I guess. Rolo, friend of the stream, he had some Iron Brew in Scotland this weekend, and a fish supper. That was one of the things he wanted to do in Scotland. And he also had a deep fried Mars bar and ice cream. That I didn't even try.
I would actually try that.
Well, he really liked it. Susan less so. She didn't hate it or anything, but you know, he genuinely quite liked it, I think.
I think I would genuinely like it as well.
Yeah. So yeah, was there some event going on, or did just one of the guys at work bring in a bunch of Iron Brew?
I don't know. It was just there. I went to get a cola
Okay.
earlier today, and it was just full of Iron Brew.
Not a bad situation, yeah. I'm actually I don't handle normal Iron Brew that well. I think it does something to my stomach, but I'm quite good with Diet Iron Brew. Maybe it's the sugar or something. I don't know. No, I did it again. Oh wow, I'm exactly 1,000 lives. Oh no, I'm down to 999. Never mind, I shouldn't have said anything. Oh yeah, another thing I've got here. I'll pause this for a second. You may recognise this once you see the stream delay catch up. I'll turn it round so we can get some advertising for your company. Ooh. Lastiku says, I'm not a fan of Iron Brew. As I say, I prefer the diet stuff myself. Susan gave that to me at the weekend.
Oh, I did. Yeah. I did.
Care of Fran.
Yeah, I did tell her to take as many as she could.
Well, she did.
But it's quite good. We got yeah, I've got.
That's a fun little promotional item.
Yeah, I've got at least 11 of them.
You just build a fort out of them.
I've got enough for a banquet.
Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah.
Well, I hope you drink your limeade out of it.
Oh, this is getting crazy. Oh! Sorry, I was literally on the door.
I'm waiting for you to do this level, Scott.
I'm getting there. I was very, very, very close there.
I just realised, I haven't done in a while.
What have I not done in a while?
What I haven't done. And I don't know why, I just remembered that I haven't done a creepy shark voice.
Yeah, I haven't done the classic Fran.
but I have literally no reason to do it, so...
Yeah. You could be the ancient tiki statues.
I don't think they would sound like a shark. not that a shark would ever sound
like yeah.
Like a creepy Fran, because
Yeah, that's a very specific thing for a shark to sound like, but yeah.
Have you ever heard a shark talk? I mean, I don't know what they sound like. For all I know, they could sound like that.
Whenever I hear sharks, I think of so you know Dragon's Den?
Yes.
It's called Shark Tank in some other territories.
Shark Tank.
Yeah, it's actually localized for each territory with like a different name. I think there is another territory that has Dragon's Den as its name, but Shark Tank is one of the main names it's got in other regions, which is interesting. Too early. Could have done that one. That was just bad timing. I was hoping I'd finish like World 4 or 5 or whatever this is during the stay, but I'm like 2 levels in.
You're only 2 levels in.
This stream, yes, but it's of this world. But in my defence, they've been pretty mean.
Yeah, Sorry, Lulu is playing with my headphone cable.
Nice. I've got a
Lulu.
headphone story. I was quite annoyed recently. I purchased some AKG K92s last August to replace my aging Sennheiser 405s or something, which were like literally tearing. The cups were literally tearing. And so I got these fairly heavy duty looking AKG things for about 50 quid.
Yeah.
And they were really good. Comfortable, really good bass, really good to treble without being overpowering bass. So fairly happy with them. And then, one day, with no visible damage to them whatsoever, the right head piece just stopped working.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
No. Luckily I bought them at Amazon, so because I'm a Prime member and because I speak quite nicely to the customer service people.
As you should.
As you should, of course. People don't... yeah. Once you've been in one of those jobs, you understand. They offered a full refund, so I sent them back. And... Oh, I made that, okay. I'm going to wait for that to circle back around, I think. So I got my refund for those and I'll have to replace them. But anyway, currently, right now, on stream, I am wearing the 5-year-old Sennheiser ones that have the torn ear cups. But they're still doing okay.
Yeah, well, they're good headphones, you know?
Yep.
If we're going to model our headphones... I am currently donning the white Sony... I've forgotten the model. Let me just take it off.
White Sony ones.
The white Sony MDR V150.
Are those like studio monitor headphones or something?
You know, they're the your stereotypical studio headset.
Okay.
These were bought specifically for like live streaming and because they're comfortable. I can't wear the for God's sake, I can't say letters, Scott. Was it AKG?
AKG, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wear those headphones because they crush my ears.
So I had a guest staying with me over Christmas. Well, not over Christmas, but around Christmas, and she borrowed them off of me and said the same thing. So I wonder if that's a universal problem with those. Yeah,
I've tried. I had a pair and I just can't wear them because they crush my ears.
Yep.
I have a pair of Sennheiser Momentums.
Oh wow, I was looking at the Momentum 2.0s, although I was going to get them second hand if I was going to get them because I can't afford them new. They're just insane new.
Yeah, well I got them because mine were cheaper because they were pink.
Oh so, no!
I know. Instead of like the 100 and whatever they were, mine was 60 quid just because of the colour.
Nice.
So, so I grabbed them, and so I use them for like my
so are those the Momentum 1.0s?
Do you know what? I'm not entirely sure. I've had them like about a year.
I've heard those are extremely comfortable.
Yeah, they really are. They've got like a sort of a suede cushion.
See, that's what I want because I honestly feel more productive if I can stay in my headphones and block out the world for a little bit. So
definitely. And
these, I mean, actually, I think I could wear these longer than the AKGs, but the AKGs were fine for me. But either like this or the AKGs, I would probably take off after the stream. Whereas I would like a pair of headphones that I could just keep wearing. So it'd be nice to get something really comfy.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend these. I don't know.
My limit's about 100 quid, so I'll see if I can pull that off on eBay or something.
Yeah, it doesn't say on them which version they are. To be honest, I bought them a while.
Yeah. Either way, they're the 2.0s are pretty minor revision from what I understand. So.
Yeah, I've got the little in-ear ones as well.
Oh, nice.
I actually picked those up from CEX because they're like about 60 quid normally. I had a load of CEX voucher, so I picked them up for like 20 something. For when like, because I've got earrings, and sometimes now and then, like, it can get a bit earringy.
Earringy, yeah.
Oh, like if I've gone to sleep funny and I've hurt my ear in the night or something. If you haven't got earrings, you won't understand.
Lassiku says Dragon's Den is called Lion's Maw in Finland. Wow, that's brutal. And also, I've heard good stuff about the Superflex HG681 Evo. Probably going to buy one of those once my current ones collapse. Or capitulate. Oh, come on! How'd you get in that? Oh! That was really close.
Are you okay? That sounded painful.
Ah, that's fine. I was saying this last stream, I actually have a pretty killer temper, but it really takes a lot for me to get there. Because Susan wrote in the description to one of these videos, does any human have this much patience? And I'm like, no,
It's good that you do, though. Because I don't. I would have smashed up so much stuff by now. Honestly, I would have gone so into rage mode.
We were talking about... go ahead.
No, I was saying, in fact, maybe this would have been some sort of cultural exchange student type thing. Maybe I'll play this next time.
Okay, yeah. I want to see it.
Do you? But maybe you'll make.
It's not that bad. It just requires a worrying amount of patience.
It would just be called Rage Stream.
Yes. Rage against the stream.
Streams of rage.
Ah, that's a good one. Soundtrack produced by Yu Kazoo or whatever his name is.
I don't know.
He did amazing things with the Mega Drive's chip, though. Too early. I just have some games that make me rage, like Counter-Strike Go, says Lassiku. I was bordering on the rage a little bit, only a little bit, with Overwatch this week because There was a period of time. So there's a Year of the Rooster, basically a Chinese New Year event on, and there's like 6 exclusive skins available only during this event, and then they disappear forever, or well, that's what they say. I've only got a limited amount of time to get them, and I opened 18 loot boxes before I got one skin. I was on the verge of madness.
But they don't cost you anything, do they?
Loot boxes.
Yeah.
You can earn them, but they take quite a while to earn for free.
Right.
Not a considerable amount. I mean, there's a couple of bonus ones you can get each week. There's kind of like weeklies. I'm sure you might have some understanding of this sort of thing, Fran. But yeah, you could just straight up buy the boxes as well.
At least, well, yeah. I mean,
but at least you can earn them, yes.
Yeah. It's 18. That's quite a lot.
Yeah, before I got a skin, and I've got a couple now. But the one that I really want, which is the Diva skin, which is the character in the mech, no sign of it. And I was talking to our Overwatch group on Discord, and someone bought 50 boxes with their own money and didn't get the Diva skin. And I was like, okay, don't feel so bad now.
No. I guess it's the...
Did you... If anyone who follows our Twitter might have seen that last night I posted at like midnight that I was rolling Fire Emblem for the 14th time, just to get. I don't even want a killer roll. I just wanted a decent roll. But the screenshot I uploaded explains that basically I was getting. You've got like 1-3 roll at the beginning, then you can clear your application data and start again, and get your free roll again. And so I kept doing this, and like my latest roll I got last night was like 5 3-star characters, which is literally the worst roll you can get. Whereas you're like, I'm seeing people on the internet who got like 3 5-star characters and 2 4-star characters, and I'm like, ugh. So I was going slightly insane, and then at like 4 in the morning when I couldn't sleep, I finally got a roll where I got 1 5-star character and 2 4-star characters and 2 3-star characters, and I was like, this'll do. I can't do this anymore. I can't repeat the tutorial anymore.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I mean, that's I mean, at least you've found that out.
Yes. Oh no, it was pretty common knowledge pretty quickly because of how torturous that can be.
Yeah, that's
because the cost of a full roll, if you don't want to do it the long way, if you don't want to like play for like a week, the cost of a full roll is something like £8.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not paying £8. Too cheap.
That's kind of like standard these days.
Yep.
It's I mean, that's kind of quite an interesting exploit, actually. Like, I mean, I don't think there's a lot they can even do about that.
So I guess what's happening account-wise is that every time you clear the application data, assuming
it's starting a new game, right?
It's assigning
Basically.
a new random ID, and the important thing you have to do is to remember not to link it to your Nintendo account until you've got a role that you want.
Yeah.
Because the moment you link it to your Nintendo account, it becomes a real account.
Yeah.
Alright, maybe I can jump to that flame thing.
I just saw Lulu attacking my Sennheiser.
Your what, sorry?
Lulu was just attacking the Sennheisers.
Oh no!
I'm just like, get away.
I have done it.
Oh, thank goodness.
I think everyone was a bit sick of that level. Oh, good! Instant death on the next one. Alright, what are we at time-wise? Oh man, we've been streaming for almost an hour and a half.
Oh wow.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try this level a couple of times and then we'll probably call it.
Oh, we might as well see it now we're there.
Yeah, I wanna see the new level at least.
I'm just being attacked by a cat.
I kinda wanna see this cat. I hope you get us a photo one day.
I will try. All I need is to sort of tempt with the headset. She's got expensive tastes by the looks of things. Okay, well.
Oh my god! There's a point halfway through where the spikes switch sides, and then I have to counter the other side instead. Okay. Yep. All right. I'm gonna have to learn the rhythm for that. But yeah, one of the reasons I probably have the patience for this is that I, without realizing it while I was growing up, I had Ninja Gaiden for the NES.
Right. Yeah. I've seen.
But it's not called Ninja Gaiden here, so I didn't know that when I was younger. Because of the old anti-ninja thing we had in the 80s and 90s in the UK.
Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles.
Yes, exactly. Same thing that caused that. One of my other favourite NES games that I had as a child was called Shadow of the Ninja, but for me it's called Blue Shadow. Which is like this co-op game by, I think it's either Temco... Yeah, maybe Temco. Tecmo, sorry, I should say Tecmo.
Tecmo, yeah.
Yeah. It's either Tecmo or Chemco. And Chemco is a coffee company, I think, so I'm going to say Tecmo.
That's Kenko.
There, I can't even get that right. But yeah, that was a really cool little co-op game where you like fight this like samurai overlord who's taken over New York or something. And it has this similar sort of tight controls to like a Ninja Gaiden or something. It's not quite as good as Ninja Gaiden, but it's solid. Alright, I need to tempt that one. And then leave a space for that. so... Okay, yeah, I can't do that, right. I'm just experimenting at this point. Yep.
This level looks awful.
The crazy thing is there's still 2 worlds left, so I'm sort of surprised at how many gameplay gimmicks they've managed to... Like, every new level, or not every new level, every 5 levels or so they've actually added a entirely new enemy or something. So, I'm surprised to see 2 more worlds of that. Alright. Maybe if I... Nope. You have to give it a full second. Let's practice it on this one at the beginning. Nope. Nope. I think I need the space to pull back. Nope. So are you playing anything from right now, Fran? Not a second, but I mean, like in general.
Yeah, at the moment I am playing Final Fantasy 15.
Ooh. The boys club.
The boys club, yes. I'm not annoyed by the boys club.
Oh no, I wasn't making a criticism. I was making an observation more.
An observation.
Yeah. I enjoyed the demo well enough.
No, I didn't think much of the demo.
Which demo?
It.
There were 2. There was the Platinum demo, which is the weird one where you run around with Carbuncle, and then there was the first demo, which was a bit framey, let's say. It was still early in development, and that one had some of the open world stuff going on.
Yeah, I didn't play that one. I played the Platinum one with Carbuncle.
Right, yeah, that was more just a sort of weird tech demo, I guess.
Yeah. So
look at what our engine can do. We can do weather effects.
So yeah, I mean, I played that, and that was alright, you know. And it gave you, I think it gave you something in the game anyway because it knew you played it.
Yeah, like it gives you Carbuncle or it gives you an item or something.
Yeah, something I can't remember. I really can't remember.
Did it transfer over to the full game?
It said it did something because it knew I'd played the demo, but I don't remember what it was. But yeah, I am absolutely astounded by the game, actually.
Excellent. I've heard surprisingly positive reports, although our own Dean doesn't like it much.
Well, as someone who thought Final Fantasy 7 and 9 could be the only great Final Fantasy I would ever play,
right? I
believe 15 is possibly now my favourite Final Fantasy.
What?
And that is saying something.
That is saying a lot. I basically really like every Final Fantasy from 6 through 10 for different reasons. Which is objectively the best is another question. I mean, 6 is pretty killer. 7 is obviously a classic. 8 is a mess, but it's a lovable mess. It's a mess that I love. Let's all hang out at a crazy high school and take a test that's timed in real time. What? Alright, I imagine the moment I hit this, it's going to release both the spike and the scorpion. 9 is a fantastic tribute to old Final Fantasy, although it gets a bit mixed up as it goes on, I think, but it's still really good. And 10 has a lot of problems, but there's still some admirable traits to it. And also, I guess Final Fantasy 4 is a bit of a classic as well. It was the first Final Fantasy that was really a proper Final Fantasy with the story and everything.
Yeah.
5 is a bit of a weird one, but it gave us the job system, or at least it expanded on the job system, so it's important. But yeah, don't know what to make of 15 yet because I haven't played it, but I enjoyed the demo. The open world demo, anyway.
Yeah. I'm really impressed by 15 actually. Like, I think it's because I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did.
Yeah.
I think it's because I was so bitterly disgusted and outraged by 13.
Yep. Okay.
That I was maybe.
You weren't expecting much.
I was expecting nothing.
Yeah.
I was expecting less than anything.
What was that? Okay. Sorry, there was a whole bunch of triggers of spikes, and they all felt really random. Whew. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just thinking that, like, because I was expecting nothing. You know, I've always, you know, I really despised 13 and its every incarnation of it.
Man, you only get 1 second to do that. Sorry, that's nuts. Okay, go on.
No. Concentrate, boy. Concentrate.
You only get one go at that last bit again, so I shouldn't expect anything else from this game.
To watch.
Yeah, I shouldn't expect anything else from this game, but yeah. So you're pleasantly surprised by 50.
Yeah, but more so than I was expecting as well.
Even more so than you were expecting, yeah.
You know, I truly think it's a brilliant game, and I absolutely love it. Like, I wasn't expecting to absolutely love that game.
Get you and Dean together. Dean is a big fan of Final Fantasy 13, and from what I understand, doesn't like 15.
I can't stand 13. Everything about that game makes me want to vomit into my face and then vomit again, because I've just vomited into my face.
Speaking, like, you know, well, hey, it's got some good stuff. There are one or two things I like about 13, and I enjoyed it well enough when I played it, but I totally can't disagree with any of its criticisms that people have for it. It's certainly not a 7 or 8 or a 9 like that.
There are so many things that I could compare it to 15 to 7.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good comparison for me, yeah.
There are little things that just remind me of 7. People might think I'm talking crazy, but I was playing 7 when it first came out, so screw everyone. So it's the feeling of that dystopian world.
Yeah.
You've got the open world, which, you know, in a way you've never really felt like that since the older games, right?
Yeah, like the okay, so a big thing with 7, of which I'm sure you'll agree, is when you leave Midgar.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what?
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, because Midgar is like, first time through, you can do it really quickly actually if you replay it, but the very first time you go through Midgar and you go through the slums and you go to the market and all that stuff, very first time you're probably going to spend between 6 to 15 hours there. And then you finish all of that, you think you're done because you have quite the dramatic stuff going on at Shinra Tower.
Yeah.
And then you think that would be the end of the first disc. And it probably would be the end of the first disc if we're going by modern Final Fantasy lengths, but it isn't. It opens up to Midgar and everyone goes a bit nuts.
Exactly. It's kind of
like yeah. There's only a couple of games that have given me that feeling.
I mean, you don't. Admittedly, you've got the restraints of like open world. You can't have like the big cities like in Final Fantasy 7 because they were all rendered backgrounds and stuff,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
But you do have the fact that you'll drive your car around and you'll find different little towns, little outposts,
yes.
And you know, it's probably the most Final Fantasy 7 world or Final Fantasy world that I've been in.
Yes.
Because of the things like, yes, you are driving around in a car, like you did in 7.
Yeah.
You know, it's it looks more.
You had
like
to earn that car, though. You had to escape from a prison to get that car.
Yeah, all right. You did get. Daddy does give it you.
You have to win a chocobo race to get out of that, or sorry, chocobo race to get out of the prison.
You can say chocobo around me.
That's okay. Oh, I appreciate that. I'm normally around Americans.
Because I'll say chocobo at you.
Okay, that's fine.
But it's just kind of like, I always liked 7 because of it felt like it could be the real world.
Yeah.
Not so far away from the world we're kind of living now, really.
Yeah.
Slightly dystopian.
Sing political commentary on the Ready Up stream. Yeah.
That was accidental.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to go that deep, but it just happens, right? It's the world we're living in.
It is. No, that's fair. It's a fair comparison.
And they have cup noodle, so how more real can you get?
That's it. That's all you can really ask for.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really great, and the characters are cool. Like, I wasn't expecting to actually like the characters, and I like the characters so much so I spent 80 quid on a Play Arts Kai statue. So I would not have done that if I didn't give a shit about this game.
There you go. Have you investigated all the sort of... Wasn't there like a prequel movie and stuff?
I've watched the film and I've watched the anime episodes, yeah.
Cool. I heard those were quite solid, or at least important.
Yeah. The film was actually really good. It's worth actually watching that and the anime episodes because it gives you the background of the... Not of the main... Well, the anime episodes gives you backgrounds to the party members.
Yeah, there's like an episode about, like, the blonde guy, and he's like at school he was bullied and was like this heavier kid and all this stuff. And
yeah, he's a little chubby guy in school and he wants to be friends with Noctis, who's the main character.
It's okay, Fran, are they okay? It's okay, it's allowed.
Sorry?
I was going to say, are they all gay?
Well, one of them's going to marry Luna Freya.
Alright, okay. So probably not.
I mean, he could be a little bit bi.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't judge on gender.
No, of course not.
Or sexual orientation.
Yeah, we're very LGBT friendly here, but 4 guys riding around in a car during those hot summer months.
Prompto is Noctis's best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Ignis is his advisor, who was
he's sort of his retainer.
Well, he was basically, his father worked with his father, who was obviously the king, and he was brought up to be his advisor from birth, so he's always worked for the royal family. And Gladio is like, I can't remember his position in their army, but he was like,
he's a bit more militant,
his bodyguard. Yeah, he's like a bodyguard. So they're basically his protectors, and Prompto is like his protector, but he's also his best friend. But kind of like watching the film tells you kind of the reason for their road trip.
So here's my thing I want to ask about 15. 7 was so special to me because, yes, it did have that sort of, dystopian world. But it didn't lose any quirky humour. Like, it was full of nonsense. Like, the aforementioned marketplace, let's say. And the gold saucer, and, the bit where Cloud has to, like, somersault with a dolphin. And, like, total nonsense in there. But it's also quite a serious and dark story about, all the stuff that happens to Cloud and his character growth and blah blah blah. Does 15 retain that quirkiness at all?
It retains all the things you've just said. I've yet to finish it, but
I've heard a lot of mumblings about a certain chapter 13.
Yeah. So there's a lot of, I mean, there's not, I wouldn't say there's so many quirky places. It's not like there's a gold saucer.
Yeah. And I don't need it to be all quirk all the time. I just mean I need,
you know, there are nice places to go and visit and different really nice locations and stuff. And there are some really, there are some really nice light-hearted times, and then there's some really dark, depressing and quite emotional times actually.
Yeah.
Like there's times where it affects you like it did with 7, you know, and I wasn't expecting that. Like, there hasn't been a Final Fantasy that's done that since 7.
Yeah. For you.
For me, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. So yeah, like one of my, like the rest of the world, I was stoked when I heard, you know, they finally confirmed the Final Fantasy VII remake. Like we were waiting years and years and years, and we're like, Square, you're gonna do it eventually. You're gonna do it because you want the money. But I'm worried that Square is not our current Square, and that they couldn't really pull it off. And I'm also worried that it'll neuter the quirkier stuff, and it'll be just super dull and not dull, super dour and serious.
Yeah.
I
know.
Yeah, like that is a lot of Final Fantasy VII has a lot of heart despite the dark story. So
there's a lot of things that I have thought of as well, because I have had these similar fears as well, and it's my main. Well, I was gonna say my main fear. It's not my main fear, but some of the things I've been thinking about are how they're going to deal with things like when Cloud goes to the Honeybee Inn.
Yeah, well, that's what I was meaning when I said marketplace.
Yes, well, I'll go straight there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No. How do you handle that in 2017, 18, 19?
I'm hoping they just handle it.
Yeah.
It's 2016.
Yeah, I'm with you. I hope that that's the case, but the world's a bit different now.
And do you know what? The amount of swearing in Final Fantasy VII? Yes, it was bleeped out with characters, but how are they going to deal with that?
Yeah, Barrett's a sailor. I mean, he literally dresses up as a sailor, but I mean, in terms of swearing.
They do swear a bit in Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah.
And one of my favourite character in Final Fantasy 15, he swore once, but he's so very British. He swore amazingly.
Oh, okay. It was a quality outburst.
Yes. So 15, there was a few swears in 15, but nothing like major.
Yeah.
But nothing where I feel like some of the stuff that they would have been said in 7 would have been a bit harsher.
Where's my goddamn tea? I don't know if you remember that character. There was a character well, that was Sid, I guess, but there was a character oh, you know what? I'm just thinking of Sid, actually.
Are you thinking of Sid ordering around his lady friend?
And what's his face? The guy who wants lard in his tea.
Sorry?
There's a guy who wants lard in his tea from Shinra.
Sorry. I was thinking of what's his name? Is it Don Cornero?
Yes, Don Cornero's in there.
Imagine Cloud having to dress up for Don Cornero.
How are they going to handle all this? I'm hoping they just do it, as you said.
I'm hoping it's going to be Peggy R, and then
Yeah,
just let it all out.
Go 15 or higher. Just do it. Because that's what the original kind of was.
I guess we'll find out, right?
Yeah. But that's the thing. When will we ever find out? It seems like it's going to be forever.
It won't be this year.
All right, I'm gonna give it 5 more lives, and then we'll call the end of the stream. Because I assume that anyone who's watched this far is losing their minds. Appreciate that they stuck around, but they'll be losing their minds by now. Oh, I forgot to hit right. Damn. Okay, that's 1 down. That's 2 down. Although that one doesn't really count, but I'll take it.
How many lives have you lost so far?
In total?
Well, in this game, in this session.
Probably about between 80 and 100. I can't. No, actually more than that, because I kept refilling a life in the other level. So I can't really determine from that alone. Probably about 200 lives. But you make back lives in various ways, especially once you finish a world. And I've seen this on other streams, the game actually has infinite lives. What happens after you reach 0 is it goes into the minus. Hilariously. Yeah, we'll give it a couple of tries just to see what this level looks like. Scott, 100 deaths later.
So true.
Yeah. Listen, I've got a counter now, okay? I've got 3 more lives. Jump, 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 jump. Nope. Right, 2 more lives. One more life.
Oh god, this is quick.
Yeah. I haven't even seen the gold skull on this level. And that's me, I'm done. Alright, let's go back to the world map for a second, because I want to check what character we unlocked. We unlocked a character earlier for
did we? We actually did something that did something?
Yeah, like, because we've been... Depending on how many gold skulls you get, you unlock different characters. So, I've unlocked Commander Video from BitTrip, Junie from Night Stories, Sujimoto from The Tempura of the Dead, and President Thompson from The Tempura of the Dead as well. And they all have their own unique mechanics, I think. Although it can't be too far off of the basic jump stuff because it would break the game. But whatever. Alright, so we only knocked out 2 levels there, but there were 2 really hard, 2 or 3 levels there. They were really hard. So, and I got the gold skulls in them, so I'll take it.
So are each of those grey circles a level?
Yes. So, apparently I've got 21 of 30 skulls. So we can assume from that I'm 21 of 30 levels down. So yeah, this should be interesting. Oh man, I can change his colour. Well, I suppose that would make sense because they had co-op to this game. I imagine co-op would be an absolute nightmare.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but they did add it, so that's why I can change my character's colour, I guess.
Imagine a co-op game. That has got to be like the worst.
Yeah. Yep. Oops. No, I want to give up and skip stage. Yeah. Oh, what? That's marked that as me giving up that. What? Oh, I hit the wrong button on the world map and now it's marked that I've given up on a stage that I've actually beaten.
What?
Oh no,
What
it's
do you
not. It's
mean?
the new level. Don't worry. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, that's fine.
that could have been quite a
I would have been
traumatic.
very angry if I had that permanently marked on my account. All I was trying to do was get back to the main menu, actually. No, that's not it. Oh, right, it's
Why?
that button. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was hitting the wrong button. Anyway, I think that's going to do us. Thanks to everybody who stuck around. Shout outs to Lassiku for keeping us company. And a shout out to Fran for keeping me company on the voice chat.
It was a pleasure.
And talking Final Fantasy, Tomb Raider, and all sorts of good stuff. We'll be back on Friday for Casual Fridays. Probably be playing something multiplayer. What we got here. Thanks for watching
Which
there.
involves a creepy shark voice, maybe.
Maybe. Do you have Ultimate Chicken Horse, Fran?
I don't know what that is.
All right, you don't have that then. We'll debate what we're doing. But stand by for a Twitter announcement as usual. If you enjoyed this stream, please give us a follow. We're trying to get up to 250 followers. And if you want to see more of our work, you can check out ready-up.net. We're on Twitter and Facebook at ReadyUp. And our archives from our Twitch channel get uploaded to YouTube under the ReadyUp video account and also posted on the website. So if you want to watch this torture back, it'll be there. Yeah, so everyone have a good week. And it's bye from me, Scott.
And adios from me, Fran.
And everyone have a great week. Bye-bye!
Bye.